I find myself singing happily. This specific 24-hour period is particularly fitting for my biological processes not to be terminated.
Do allow me to make a sound in order to signal that I have just released a bullet from my weapon while aiming towards your general direction. Your biological processes have been terminated.
I say, my biological processes have been terminated.
I laugh, for it is truly an evil deed that I have just committed.
Please allow
Good
me to
heavens
sing
above,
happily.
this is indeed not an optimal situation.
What a shock. The life of the person in charge of handling heavy artillery has come to an end. Your statement is correct. My own life has been terminated. May I inquire about the reason for which the life of the expert in large weapons has been terminated?
Forgive me, for the information that you are seeking escapes my general knowledge.
If I may, I might be able to provide an answer to your interrogation. It is my belief that the culprit of this deed was...
Do make silence, for you no longer belong to the realm of the living and therefore are not capable of producing any utterance.
Your message has been understood.
Greetings and salutations to you, gentlemen who practice masturbation on a regular basis. Would any of you be interested in participating in, forgive me, what appear to be the most recent events occurred within this place?
The biological functions of the expert in heavy weaponry have been terminated.
The biological processes of the person in charge of properly managing large armament have been terminated.
Your last statement is no lie. Now, if I may, I would like to ponder whether any of you gentlemen has directed their gaze towards the culprit of this crime.
I apologize, for I have not witnessed the culprit by myself.
I shall pinpoint the culprit. Furthermore, I shall deprive said culprit of his freedom in order to prevent the decease of any other individual for the remaining time of our existence.
Your statement is indeed
I feel a
comforting.
profound sensation of pride in this particular moment.
If I may interrupt, I would appreciate you directing your attention towards my person. The biological functions of the member of the military personnel in charge of handling, storing and managing the substantial artillery have been terminated in an abrupt manner.
We regret to inform you that this information is not of novelty for us.
May I inquire as to who the responsible for committing such a crime is?
We regret to inform you that that information escapes our general knowledge.
Then it shall be taken upon by myself to survey the general vicinity in order to come across pieces of evidence or information used in the detection of a crime. Sniff. Sniff. What appears to be this element? Would it be correct to claim that this is, in fact, a utensil designed or utilized for inflicting bodily harm or physical damage? Do allow me to assure you that this weapon was utilized for terminating the life of the member of our team whose main characteristic is his knowledge and usage of weapons larger than conventional.
The individual whose responsibility was to manage and utilize ponderous weaponry has met his demise.
That is correct. The life of the aforementioned has arrived at an end.
Absolutely shocking.
I say, do be careful, for I am finally arriving. I say, make haste. Mobilize this very instant.
I rejoice, for I am once again surrounded by the breath of life.
After analyzing the context under the light of my numerous years of experience in the medical field, I have arrived at the conclusion that the period between the birth and death of a living individual has met its final stage for the member of our personnel specifically tasked with utilizing armament of sizable nature.
Please allow me to inquire, human health and well-being professional, what appears to have been the cause of the decease?
If I must make a conclusion basing myself solely on my expertise, I shall claim that the individual whose occupation was that of carrying and handling the heftiest weaponry has been the target of an assassination.
By the supreme deity according to Abrahamic theology.
In my opinion, this recent event is not one that should raise our concern.
What shall we do in this particular moment, at the light of this knowledge?
Greetings and salutations, gentlemen who engage in sexual activity with female individuals who have given birth.
These are the circumstances in this very moment.
If I may, I would like to ask you to direct your sights towards this situation. The life of the manager of weighty arms has been terminated, most likely in an abrupt way. It would be my pleasure to discuss the opinions of the gentlemen present in this general vicinity about these events. If I may.
Yes, indeed. Forgive my interruption, member of the reconnaissance personnel, but I have a request to make of you.
Please do carry on. What shall your request be?
You would have my deepest gratitude if you were to direct yourself to your place of residence.
I would like to present a complaint about this. This scenario is particularly hard to believe. It is with my greatest sincerity with which I say that you gentlemen are not of my particular liking.
Without further ado, let us please direct ourselves back to the main topic of our discussion. My thought processes indicate that the man who was dedicated to the usage of massive weaponry is no longer in the realm of the living.
The biology of the expert in hefty weapons has been irreversibly damaged to the point where he ceased to exist. Explorer, if you allow me, it is within my range of skills the ability to repair the physical integrity of your body.
I would like to interrogate in a serious manner, who is the person who took it upon themselves to terminate the biological processes of the figure tasked with utilizing and managing large armament.
Allow me to announce that said person lies right before your very eyes.
What a surprise!
Very much indeed so. Such a process was carried out in the following manner. My last demonstration was a mere attempt at humor and not to be taken seriously, gentlemen.
Your humorous display was indeed of a hilarious nature.
Now, with your permission, I shall declare that the person who carried out the crime was none other than this gentleman. Nay, excuse me, it was in fact the individual to which I am pointing in this moment.
I say, I am absolutely dumbfounded. May I know how it was that you possessed such a piece of intelligence?
Do forgive me, for in actuality, such a piece of information was not within my knowledge. My accusation was also made in a humorous way. Alas, my life has met its end.
I find this situation quite humorous. Such a statement was, in fact, correct. It was none other than yours truly all along.
It would not be incorrect to describe you as an inhumanly cruel or wicked person. Nevertheless, may I inquire as to what the reason for carrying out such an action was?
I performed such an assassination for no other reason than you being morbidly obese, child, and, in addition to my last utterance, I shall add that your face is not aesthetically pleasing to the senses. If I may, I shall declare that you possess more ugliness than only one individual can possess. If I had to compare your intelligence to that of another entity, it should be that of a cardboard box containing the solid mineral material forming part of the surface of the Earth and other similar planets, exposed on the surface or underlying the soil. I have witnessed better meat cuts from the side of a cow being driven over by a machine designed to harvest a variety of grain crops.
Expert in the field of engineering.
For heaven's sake, member of the personnel of our team whose specific role is to handle, manage, maintain, store and utilize tools specifically designed to inflict physical harm which are difficult to lift or move. Should you take my advice, please proceed to engage in sexual activity with none other than yourself, as you have finally arrived at your own demise.
On the contrary, such a person is actually you. Allow me to utter a sound that signifies yours truly actioning a weapon towards your person. Your life has been abruptly terminated. Such a fact is no novelty to me. I must say that this series of events shows an impressive lack of intelligence, logic, or common sense. If you excuse me, I shall now suspend my own body in such a way that it restricts the passage of oxygen to my brain. I urge you to witness for yourselves and acquire the knowledge necessary to perform this task. My current physical integrity allows my biological processes to occur without trouble. I find this pleasant or attractive. Indeed, it is correct that this piece of multimedia is incoherent and lacks intelligence.